Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to the Ohio Patriot Education Network and to another gaming chat for the Walking Dead Survivors game. So, Season 5 is officially in the books. We just finished that here about 3 days ago, I believe, and got all my rewards done. Thankfully, the way that the season ended, right during a Thriving Forces event that I was able to use everything I got to various degrees of success. Ended up taking 9th, 10th, and 13th, respectively, in that event because of that. And yeah, it was really good, man. Now have a couple 3-star Sniper Andreas, and the ones like a 2 and some change star or whatever. So, anyway. But yeah, fun event. Season 5 was good overall. It was nice to be able to make truths and alliances and stuff like that when it's all said and done, and be able to actually have people who are willing to also abide by the laws and the rules and stuff set in place and whatnot. So we ended up taking a second as a coalition, and basically it was interesting because you had obviously us, my coalition and stuff like that. We took first rewards for second place, and then we had a second coalition taking second rewards and stuff. And apparently, I guess you can, like, depending on the seasons and stuff going forward from this, you can have, like, I think it's up to like 6 different coalitions or something within your region, and it ranges from like 1 to 6 get rewards or whatever. So pretty interesting. And of course, it's different things and whatnot. You're obviously better off if you're like first place, because if you're the first place, first rewards and stuff, you get the best stuff, and that's like slightly less for like 2, 3. And then I believe it is second place first rewards are like basically fourth in line or something is what it is there. Because even going back up to the higher thing there, it was like 4, 5, 6 or less than 2, 1 is. So it is pretty interesting. But yeah, it was nice. We were able to get another skin for our town halls. Able to get the amusement park skin, which again, I think it's kind of weird how they had the amusement park be the highest comm this season for season 5. It really should have been something in the Commonwealth itself, like, I don't know, a train station or a town hall or something like that. You know, like, especially when you have, like, because I'm trying to think like back to the Commonwealth storyline in the show and stuff, and I believe actually like the biggest place really was that like train depot, if you will, and the secondary one would have been the very end of the series, which is where you had Pamela's Mansion and stuff like that. So I think honestly it should have been like Pamela's Mansion, honestly, or something like that. Should have been the town hall skin. So, or Commonwealth Mansion or something like that is what it should have been called or something. But anyway, it was a weird amusement park, so that's the skin we have now, and it's not bad. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with the unlocking features, because it gives you like some kind of bonus from just unlocking it, and I'm assuming that's attached to the thing after the fact. But yeah, like the main buff for it or whatever is like a plus 3% increase to melee attacks and stuff. So it'll be pretty good when I get my whisperers up all the way to 7 and stuff like that. But yeah, as it is right now, I was able to get the governor up to a 4-star in all my accounts from all the extra universal fragments that I was given this season and the rewards and stuff like that. And then pretty much everything else we got across the board went to various other things to getting characters up to where they need to be, basically. And I think there's only one account I have right now that has anything under 92 in it for any of the characters for the main 12 combat characters, which would be obviously the Abraham trio, the Mercer trio, the Arid Shane / Militia Rick trio, and then the Whisperers trio. And I want to say it was a Rosita or something. Because the problem really is, it's like a situation where, it is nice that they added in a thing now where basically no matter what, after 10 pulls, you're going to get something, whether it be, 10 fragments or whether it be a dude is going to pop out of it. And if you already have that character, it'll be 50 fragments or whatever the case be. But it would be nice to be able to like choose who you're going to get, honestly, at some point, because there are times where it's like, or at least give you like a 50-50 split kind of thing or something like that, where it's like, you can choose between like 2 characters or whatever the case be, and it's guaranteed like that'll be one of them in that 10 pools or something. What really bothers me actually is that they haven't updated the game yet to where you can actually have the uh, what do you call it? It was the season 4, I believe, transmissions, or they put in permanently now. That are like Magna Fragments and Jesus and stuff like that. Then you also got, Teenage Carl and Seasoned Rick, which are the other two for Snap Rangers trio. So my problem with that is it's like they don't guarantee you anything after 10 pools. And I've had times in there where I've done those and I've done 25, 30 pools at once and I've gotten nothing. I've gotten no fragments at all. And then here earlier today I was doing them and within like 5 or 10 I was able to get like 3 or 4 different 5 sets of fragments is what it is. Now, granted, it wasn't the ones I actually wanted, but it was like various ones of characters already had, like a Magna, or like it was like Connie's a big one that usually comes up quite a bit actually. And I'm debating about using her actually at one point, depending on which thing it is there. But the thing is, like, now that I'm looking at most of my stuff, I don't know if she would be good enough depending on where it is in any of my accounts right now, because I think in most of my accounts she's like a 2-star under right now, whereas Negan is at least a 2.5-star. Pamela in most of my things is already almost a 3-star, and then like I said, the governor is a 4-star given any time right now on any of the accounts. So they're obviously way more advanced up to be able to be a better trio then as a 5th formation or whatever then, compared to like a Connie, a Magna, and then just like a random 3rd one in there, whatever the case be. Actually, the sad part is, depending on the account as well, with Ryan, Coach, and I want to say that chick's name is Imogen, which are the epic ones that are, they each provide like different things. Like one of them provides a boost to cavalry, one provides a boost for melee, one provides a boost for sharpshooters. They're actually more advanced than Connie is right now, because unfortunately with the Connie fragments, what it used to be was, it was early on in the game, sometime in the past year or so, where it was between like season 1 and like I think season 3 or so, maybe season 4 is when it happened with an update. You had Connie had been in the original set of stuff that you could potentially get out of the first long range pools since season 1, and then so was that actually for that same vein of thing. So was John. So you had John and Connie were both being able to be gotten out of that. Unfortunately, it didn't come up very often, is what it was. So I ended up getting a Connie and a John both from that eventually as a pool before they introduced like the guaranteed 10 pool thing or whatever. And I had gotten, I think, maybe like 1 extra pool of each one of them in one of my accounts or something. And then from there, it's basically been, now that they've been thrown over to that season 4, not guaranteed 10 things, whatever. I've gotten a few like 5 sets of fragments for them and stuff, which is fine and dandy and everything. But the problem is when you're sitting there and you have to have 20 to begin with to up it by a 5th of a star, and then eventually after that goes up all the way. It's going to be a bunch more for another star, and I believe it goes from 20 to 30, and then it's like a lot higher than that is what it is. So it really does become kind of a pain in the ass eventually. And then it's just like an issue after the fact. Sorry, I just realized that my leg had an issue with it. But anyway, so yeah, it was interesting. But like I said, unfortunately, with Connie being that like 5 fragment every time, and you're already at like 2 or whatever, it's like hard as a bitch to get her up to like 3 is what it is then. Whereas Magna, in many cases, I think is like right around a 1-star in every single one of my accounts or so, give or take, like a 1.1 or maybe like a 0.4 or something in one case. So yeah, they're like so weak, unfortunately, that it's kind of stupid to rely on that as like a 2/3 trio when I could easily just have, Governor, Negan, Pamela trio in there that are actually going to have a full 3-person buff eventually when you're attacking and stuff with them, and be able to actually do good shit with them then as like a 5th formation. So, but anyway, one other thing that was introduced too, by the way, you had preservation. I think it's preservation pays off or something like that is what it was done now, which is basically in the first season, what you had going up through every season that I've been part of right now, all the way up to season 5 here until the other day, you would have once a day things would change, whether it be technology was one day or construction was another day, or various other things or other days and stuff like that. You had them all basically pay off and get a bunch of stuff out of them and whatnot. Now what they did is they introduced a new thing in the last week or so that is called, I believe it's Preservation Pays Off, is how it's pronounced. And it was pretty interesting, actually. But then again, it only goes up to 10, and it should really go up to like 20 is what it is for stuff on that. Because I've done stuff right now where it's already like level 13, 14 or something like that now. Because I've gotten through so much stuff in the last couple of days. But initially what it was is it was 12, and you actually had to pay for the one. But then it was, I think, updated again or something. Like somehow it was like minorly tweaked or something after the fact when I was like sleeping or something. Because it went from being 12 overall things in it to 10, and it was all like 8 of them were free to claim, and then the other 2 were, or no, sorry, 7 of them were free to claim, and then there was 3 of them that you had to pay money for. I think it was 50 rubies, 100 rubies, and 200 rubies respectively then for that, which isn't bad, but again, it's stuff that you shouldn't have to pay money for is what it is. And I'm assuming there'll be more in the future, like maybe there will be like 12 or 13 in the future or something like that maybe. But anyway, it was pretty interesting. The thing is, though, I would say that the rewards that they give for them is not that great. It should be a lot more than what you get, honestly. And especially comparing it to what you used to get for the daily stuff, where it was a whole bunch of material for various resources and things like that. And then it was also a bunch of material to build weapons and shit for your people that are building stuff and going out and getting your resources like water and whatnot. You don't have that ability anymore, and it sucks ass because that's definitely a factor that's been fucking me a lot lately. Thankfully, I was able to do stuff before it got to that point, though. But yeah, it's not fun. And I think they do give some, but it's not anywhere near what it used to be, is what it is in that whole event. So that being said, right now there's a new one going on that's actually called it's Dangerous. What do they call it now? Let me go ahead and grab it real quick here. Need to grab up my thing. I don't think I can screen share with this anymore because I tried it several times now and it still hasn't done anything right for me, so I don't know what the hell's going on with it. I'll check though to see again one time here, and if I can, I will screen share, but if I can't, it's whatever then. But we'll see in a sec here. I'll check here. See if I can go to present and screen share. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's whatever. Nope, not even coming up yet. Interesting. Weird. Okay, so not now. All right, let me try this again. Nope, it's still freezing on my face. All right. So can't do that, but yeah. There is an event going on the last few days here is what it is. That is called Dangerous Deals, and it's a 7-day event right now. And you can get various things out of it. You can either get, when you meet the requirements, it's either 400 things for the vehicles to be able to buy vehicles later on or whatever, or it is 5 anvils, which is not bad, or it's 5 long range missions, which is what I'm taking every single time, or it is 1 10,000 experience thing, which is not that great. That should be like 100,000 experience, honestly. And it really, honestly, every single one of these should be more than that. It should be like 10 long ranges and 10 anvils, etc., etc. So, but yeah, it's pretty good though. And I'm on day 3 of that right now, and then the various missions for that were stuff like donate to your clan. The first day was donate to clan 40 times, help members of your clan 100 times, claim 1 golden chest and survivor challenges, increase power 90,000 by training fighters, use 500 minutes of speed ups, etc., etc. And then it seems to be changing every other day too to various things. And then we're going to start day 4 here in a couple hours. So, but yeah, preservation pays off. The first set of claim stuff was a bunch of adhesive tape and other stuff like that to make your dude stronger, and then it was literally 2 shovels, 2 of everything else for that matter, for the various weapons needed for dudes to go gather stuff and whatnot. And then it was new stuff for the war carts on both the 3rd and 4th, and that was some more tape and everything else like that. Number 6 was a small amount of the material used for upgrading vehicles and stuff like that. 7 on that list was some more tape and everything else like that. 8 was another set of the shovels and stuff like that, which it was 3 of them this time around. And then it was some more war cart stuff, and then 10 was also war cart stuff. So, but yeah, so basically, we ended up getting a lot of good stuff. Here's what it was. And then one of the other things that they brought out today was, or the last couple days here, was a thing called a new season, which you got for first day. It was 10 long ranges. Second day was 20 gold medals and 5 hours of speed ups. The third day, which we just passed out, was dog skill options chest, which was pretty badass because it was either you could get a epic dog thing there for various things, or you could get any of the legendary ones that was melee, sharpshooter, or cavalry, where it was attack, defense, or health. And I ended up picking all of those ones as my thing. And then the 4th day here is going to be 10 keys and some experience. And then day 5, which will be badass, will be a husky. That's at least an 11-star husky. And 10 100k skill books for that one for the experience. So that'll be definitely worthwhile. So that'll be used at some point here in the coming days. Is what it'll be for. I think Strongest Survivor starts tonight. Is what it is. And it's either, I want to say, it's day 1 and 4 on that game is where you can do that stuff. So most likely, because I can't get this day, obviously it'll be 1 day off, as it'll be there. So probably end up using it on Thursday then for that day, or is it Wednesday? I don't think about it. Whatever. It's the 4th day of the thing though. Yeah, I'll use it for the day 4 the one though. So it'll be good. It'll be used to effect then. And I'll end up getting, hopefully a good deal off of that if that be the case then. Getting some more governor fragments to up him to eventually a 5 stars it'll be. So, but yeah, it was interesting, and it was nice to see that you had the ability to different things here. And like I said, it was pretty good. And then I also got all the way through 30,000 for my Ruby Rush this time around, which the one thing that does bother me about this game is the Ruby Rush event should honestly be a month-long event. It shouldn't be a week-long event. It should be at least a month. Like or even just a continuous event through every thing is what it would be for like 30 days at a time or whatever then. So, because the problem is with that, it's like there are times where I'll spend, a bunch of money and stuff like that, not be able to get really nothing out of it, versus Ruby Rush comes back around eventually and you can actually have like a decent amount there is what it would be then. So, yeah, it's really bothersome in that case where I'm not getting full advantage of it because they're not doing it the correct way is what it is though. And I think that's by design, honestly, because again, I've talked about it before on this game is definitely meant to be a pay to win strategy is what it is. And it definitely 100% screws over the free to play people like myself, especially with the last few updates and stuff like that. Because it used to be you got 30 minutes of speed ups per day for free. And now that's gone down, or sorry, it was 35 minutes of speed ups per day. And now it's gone down to 10 minutes of speed ups per day, which is absolute bullshit entirely. So it's technically 35 minutes of cavalry speed up, or not cavalry, construction speed ups, and it was like 5 minutes a piece, I think, of the other ones. But yeah, now it's literally just 10 minutes of construction, and it's like 5 minutes for everybody else then, if that be the case then. So yeah, definitely a way for them to scumbag you for sure. And it sucks, dude. It really does. Because you're getting fucked by them, and it's like there's nothing really to do about it, is what it is, so it's whatever. But there are times you can get some good shit out of here is what it is. So it all really depends. that being said, we are going to talk about the war cart thing here in a minute. As soon as I get a couple things done, I'm trying to get a couple things accomplished right now with various grabs for the 6 p.m. Reset of the World event there. Making sure I get all my things done here, because I want to make sure those are all grabbed before the 8 o'clock reset is what it'll be. So that is the one thing I think is interesting that they never talk about here. It's like it's supposed to be every 4 hours or whatever the case be, and there's one at 6 o'clock. And then technically it's supposed to reset at 10 o'clock, but there's also a reset directly at reset with 8 o'clock ones where they give you even more stuff then. So it's like a 2-hour block there is what it actually is. It's very, very interesting. But anyway, so yeah, what I was saying though is that we're going to have, I think it's the update that's going to happen here tomorrow or something. So it'd be like sometime Monday night probably. Will be a thing called War Carts. And that'll be really interesting because, as people are saying, it's not even really going to matter who the survivors are anymore. It's going to matter more like what your overall war cart is, or what you have in your war cart, or what your bus or vintage truck is. Like it's basically going to be like a vehicle war almost, not a human war anymore, with formations attacking things. So I don't know about that. I think there's definitely going to be some factors here and there in it, but it will be interesting to see what happens there, though. So anyway, but yeah, jumping over to the Discord here. We're going to talk about the war cart thing, which is update is approaching. Maintenance update will be done as soon as it passes the store. War carts beta test. War carts are open for players in Season 8 for beta testing, which is the latest season they have right now. It says full rollout is expected to begin early September. After the complete rollout, players in Season 3 and beyond, which is where I'm at right now, can build war carts. A war cart is a war weapon that you can add to your formation to greatly improve combat performance of the formation. It says getting war carts. War weapons are built in the War Workshop building, which is what we haven't been given yet, so that'll be helping probably update is what I'm guessing there. Says you can assemble war weapons, war weapons experience, or WXP, and the special item war cleaning set. Says assemblage costs basic pillars, expert pillars, or rubies. So there are 3 assemblage types: basic assemblage, expert assemblage, and expert assemblage 2. So I'm guessing, given the fact that they're saying basic pillars, expert pillars, rubies, probably basic pillars will get you the basic assemblage, expert pillars will get you the expert assemblage, and then a ruby cost, which will be probably something crazy like 10,000, 20,000 rubies or something like that, would be my guess. We'll get you the expert assemblage. So there are 27 kinds of war carts equipments you can obtain. If you obtain a war weapon you already have, it will be automatically converted into war weapon fragments needed to upgrade it. Continues on here and says war weapons effects. Passive effort. Owning a war weapon gives an attribute bonus without having to add the weapon to a formation. Upgrade the war weapon using fragments to increase the global attribute bonus. So basically stuff like probably like increases like melee attack, increases sharpshooter attack, increases cavalry attack, etc. there, or just increases overall attack of all fighters or something maybe. It says active effect. Adding the war weapons to a formation will give you an attribute bonus, attack, defense, and health for that formation. Upgrade the war weapon using WXP and weapon cleaning sets to further enhance their bonuses. It says skills. Each war weapon has a unique skill, and some skills only have effect for survivors from specific chemistry or for certain fighter types, which makes sense because it would be like the specific chemistry would probably be like chemistry formations and stuff like that, would be my guess, honestly. Or it would be certain fighter types like melee, cavalry, sharpshooters, etc. there. Says in the combat system, skills for war weapons are triggered prior to the skills of survivors. Skills of war weapons are triggered prior to the skills of survivors Improve the skill level by upgrading the war weapon using fragments. So basically, right now, if you pay attention to this game, you basically have every single different person in a formation, whether it be like a Rosita or Abraham or whatever the case be, they have a triggered effect, is what it is. That triggers when they're fighting walkers or walker herds and the tides events and things like that, versus or even just attacking towns or whatever. And it basically, you would have the war weapon thing happen first then. So that would be the first trigger then, and then it would be the survivor trigger after the fact, then if that be the case, which makes sense, honestly. So, anywho. So going back on that, said war weapon or war cart equipment. There are 3 types of equipment: cart, wheels, and draft animals. So this is very similar to what we have with the vehicles currently, where you can upgrade its attack, defense, or health of the vehicles and stuff like that. So assemble and upgrade equipment to further enhance the war weapon active effects. This costs blueprints, wood planks, and DIY brushes, which is what we're getting in the preservation pays off thing, which is what it says right there, honestly. Yeah, so it can be obtained in that event. It says reset. You can use rubies to reset war weapons, including the equipment. All items used for upgrades will be returned. Number 2, mobilization. When formations are garrisoned in a season location, and then it has community, an official of the clan, season 1 and 2, so that'd be like basically your R4s, R5s, whatever it is there, or coalition, season 3 and beyond, so it'd be the region chief, any of their appointees probably, etc. there, can mobilize them to attack or garrison a certain clan building, season location, community, or passive. The owner of the formation doesn't have to be online for this to happen. A formation can only be mobilized once. After a battle, the formation will return to their own settlement. Mobilized formations can't be sped up, so if it takes like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever for it to get there, that's what it's going to take to get there. It says the manager who mobilizes formations will drop shields, so one person, but the other owners of the formations will keep their shields active. This is a fucking game changer, by the way, that I just mentioned here, dude, because basically what it used to be is, if you're going to attack with something, like say it like this, right? If you're going to have something where you're going to attack or whatever, like say we're going to take a community or whatever the case be, or a comm. Actually, that makes sense now I'm thinking about it. Oh shit, that's right. That's what it would be. Okay, so basically, if you're garrisoning a comm there, so you'd have like 10 different formations there is what it is. So you can now use those to attack something else, and if that be the case, then that's pretty cool, actually. I'm thinking about it. So basically, yeah, what they're saying there is that one is you would have the person that's doing the mobilization, so it'd be like your R4s, R5s, a specialist, a region chief, whatever it is there in the coalition, a first deputy, a second deputy, whatever it is there. They would be the one to basically have their shield drop, because they would be like a T10 or whatever the case be, and anybody like myself right now is still a T9. Our shields remain intact, and that be the case then, which that's actually awesome, because especially if you're like facing off with people, there's been many times where I don't want to drop a fucking 8-hour shield or a 12-hour shield, or God forbid I just bought a 3-day shield like 2 hours ago, or whatever the case be. I'm not gonna spend 2,500 rubies on that one and then burn it immediately is what it is. No, I'm gonna keep that in place is what it is there. And so yeah, that's awesome, dude, because what it means is that you are now in a situation to where you can actively have that thing be in place and remain in place, and yet your formation can be used through somebody else to use in an attack or whatever the case be, or if you're having like you're trying to attack whatever, then you can actually be online if you want to. Like, actually, that again, that's a game changer as well for that matter, because you can garrison it wherever then and have it be mobilized in that quick garrison or whatever to then be used to attack, like, I don't know, a clan building or something. So that would be pretty cool, actually, because that'd be the case. Like, that would be a different story altogether, because there was times even this past season when we actually had stuff going on for a couple of weeks. There is what it was, and I was all scared because I was going to be burned or whatever. I was keeping shields up like all the time is what it was when I was on season region, versus now I could keep a shield up, still throw out a formation there, allowing them to use it on my behalf, basically, and only their deal will be attacked if that be the case then. So yeah, that's really fucking cool, man. Very, very happy about that one, honestly. So, anyway. So it'll be interesting to see when this comes out. Then, and like I said, they said early September. But the thing is, like, when they do this update, I'm assuming it's going to be like Monday, Tuesday, someplace in there. So it would only be maybe a week or two from now, would be my guess. Like probably like the 14th, 15th, or something like that, going into season 6 for me. If that be the case, then is when this will all happen. Then. So anyway, it says both the manager and the formation owner receive a battle report from that whole thing. Formation owners bear the losses and wounded from the battle, which makes sense. So basically, if your formation gets fucked up, whatever the case be, like you have like 10,000 wounded from it, or whatever the case be, like that's all going to go on you, and you got to be able to have those ready to heal up and stuff like that, which is fine. Number 3, optimized information about reinforcements. Added information about vehicles, dogs, and war carts of the reinforcing formations. I was actually talking to some people about this in my coalition this morning, actually, because we were talking about the everybody was doing tides and stuff while I was napping this afternoon, and they were saying how you should be able to see, because there's multiple people that are reinforcing somebody's town or whatever, and they said you should be able to see exactly what is being reinforced at any given time. Like if it's a T10 reinforcing this person over here, whatever the case be, so that you can then not waste your T10 formation there and you can send it to somebody else then if that be the case. And I totally agree with that, honestly. That needs to be a thing right now. So anyway, it says added war cards leaderboard, added a ranking based on combat power of war cards. The top ranked player gets the title of destroyer. Again, don't really care about that one. Never gonna get that. It's all pay to win shit on that one. That's all it is. It's all pay to win fucking. Here's your title. Pat yourself on the back for spending a bunch of money. So anyway, continuing on, this is war card events. Added a training event called the Ultimate Weapon. It opens simultaneously with the unlocking of war carts. When items for war carts in this event, in Survivor Challenge, Thriving Forces, and Strongest Survivor, stages 3 and 6, you can win points by assembling war weapons. So that's actually going to be a game changer as well, for that matter, because like I said, previous to this now, it was stages 1 and 4, I believe is what it was, is where you had, or wait, is it 1 and 4 or 1 and 5? Or is it 2 and 5? No, I'm thinking about it. Maybe I am retarded. Maybe it is going to be that dog will be the first day I can do it then. I'm trying to remember. I swear to God it was 1 and 4, but maybe I am wrong. Maybe it is 2 and 5 for the Strongest Survivor event then. Because I remember you have the kill event day, which is also a dog day, and I believe it's like 3 days before that is when you have the other one then. So, yeah. Either way, you have that happening, and that's cool then because it'll be the off days from those that you're going to be able to do the war weapon upgrades and stuff, which will be nice because of the fact that I know for a fact right now, I believe day 3 is usually a trainer day, and it is really, really hard to get to governor fragments in those training days, because unless you're training like crazy and you're paying a bunch of money to get more speed ups to train and stuff like that, you're not getting ahead is what it is there. So yeah, to have that ability to get to, that maybe 20k and, a couple fragments or whatever for governor, that'd be nice. So anyway, pretty cool. Trying to see if there's anything else. I'm not going back now. Okay, yeah. So then we got number 6, increase the maximum training group size for training fighters. That depends on the level of your houses. That's cool, actually, because I know for a fact when it came to houses before, it had, every time you upgrade the house, it had 1 person to the training group. So hopefully they'll do that to, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe. That way you'll actually be able to do more guys at once or something then. That'd be cool. So, anyway. And of course, they got their little Walking Dead logo there, which is pretty cool. That was shown in the front. Abraham. Ironically enough, the Rick that's there is actually the Epic Rick. And then we got Little Carl, who is nothing more. It's funny that they act like these are the people that are doing stuff or whatever. Because it's funny when you look at the actual people in this thing. So you got Michonne, who's an actual combat character, Abraham, who's an actual combat character. Those are both legendaries. You got Sniper Andrew in the back, who's also a combat character. You have Dale and Carl, who are both basic resource gatherers. Dale gets wood, Carl gets bonus for veggies to begin with. Obviously, you can do them for anything, but specifically, if you do them for those things, they'll add bonuses for those particular types of resources. And then Rick with the shotgun / hatchet combo is the epic Rick, which is nothing more than a glorified dude at that point. Going into later seasons, it's going to be do nothing. Basically, you're just having to sit around. Actually, ironically enough, Rick, the epic Rick there, as a 7-star that I have right now, is literally a resource gatherer for me because he has such a high resource gathering content at that level. He does a good job actually just getting like veggies or water or whatever throughout the 5-6 days that tile exists is what it is there. So yeah, it's funny. But yeah, Abraham is actually a good character. I haven't got a chance to use Michonne at all because unfortunately with Michonne, she is one of the few pay-to-win characters in this game where you can start out basically paying $1 to have her in your queue. But the problem is to upgrade her from that because she tops out at 30 is what it is. So as soon as you get her to level 30, you're just done with her at that point unless you want to pay a bunch of money to get a bunch more fragments of her and basically just eventually pay to win is what it is. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, people were talking about her. It was her and Glenn, and I forget who else, maybe Yumiko or something. And in order to get any of those characters and get them all the way up to 7 stars, it cost you like several $1,000s. Like I think somebody forget that was like $7,800 or something like that, like $7,820 something or something like that, something crazy like that. And it's like, dude, there is no fucking way I'm paying like $7,000 for a fucking character in a game. That's retarded as fuck, honestly. But that's the problem, right? Like, you have some people out there that are those kind of whales that will pay that kind of money for those characters. And yeah, I'm gonna call them out. They're fucking retarded at that point, dude. Like, there is so much better things you could do with like $8,000. Like, I don't know, buy a vehicle. Hell, buy a couple vehicles, depending on what vehicles they are. You could pay somebody's mortgage off for them for that month if you wanted to, or a couple people's mortgages for that matter. Heck, you could sit there and do the down payment on somebody's house for them for that kind of money in a lot of cases, you know? Or if nothing else, go buy a bunch of food and give it to a food bank or something, for God's sakes. Or if you're a gun guy, go buy a bunch of guns or something. Or even just buy like one really expensive gun for that matter. And have some money left over for ammo and stuff. So, yeah. Like I said, much better things you can do with that. And especially depending on where we're going to be out here in the next year or so, you know, in this country. I would definitely be stocking up on food and stuff and not spend a bunch of money in the game is what it is. So, food, water, ammo, guns specifically, medicine, etc. there. So, I'd much rather have a stockpile of ammunition and magazines filled with ammunition and a few guns to shoot those mags and stuff than have, you know, a digital game character that I spent, you know, several $1,000s on that might not even be worth anything when it's all said and done because the power might be out or something like that for all we know a year from now. So, yeah. Again, people's priorities are unfortunately really messed up in this country and especially around this world for that matter. And it's sad to see people go down that route and that rabbit hole and stuff like that. So, anyway. But, yeah, the war cart thing will be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that one when it happens. It'll be interesting to see what happens overall with everything there and see exactly how everything plays out when it's all said and done. And then from there, we're going to do our own thing and whatnot. So, thankfully, when I heard some stuff the other day, apparently, like, actually, there's one thing that pissed a lot of people off in our clan currently, and I don't blame them because I'm actually also pissed about it too because when they did the most recent update, they actually stopped cross-region chats anymore. And so there was a bunch of people that we were communicating with in-game from our old region that didn't get chance to jump this past go around, and we're gonna jump in this current one that's coming up here in the next couple of weeks is what it is for relocation to from 134 to 144. And unfortunately, they did not allow them to go in there and be part of that chat anymore. And so you had the one chick who had like this random account back in the old region trying to communicate with these people and be like, hey, I know what's going on here. Like, I'm going to find you. And, you know, do you guys still want to come over? Like, no, we're not. Like, because they thought, apparently, I guess a few of them thought we removed them from this chat. And it was like, no, we did not, dude. We want you guys over here legitimately. And really what they should have done was they should have given them the Discord, because we made a Discord for our coalition. They should have given them the Discord address is what it is there to go on that one and be like, hey, if you guys want to, you know, communicate with us legitimately, like here's a Discord link. You know, be ready to jump whenever, and we'll, you know, help you out as we can and stuff. Because I'm sure there's going to be some people that are going to help them pay off, is what it is there. I'm sure there's several people in our current region and stuff like that that'll actually, the people that need to have like the $5 or $10 or whatever it's going to be, 20. I think it was 5 to 20 is what it was the last time around that I jumped. So it'll, in a lot of cases, it'll probably be like $20 a piece for everybody then having to jump then. So the ones that don't have it, I'm sure somebody will come up with the cash and be like, here you go. So they can get them back over here to help us out, which will be nice because there's been so many people in our current clan for Cloud9 that are doing fucking nothing this entire season. And yet we allowed them to get paid off and get, you know, rewards at the end of the day. And I really don't understand why. Like, the only thing I can guess is that they've done just enough for us that they, quote unquote, I guess, deserve it. But at the same time, it's like they really haven't. And if nothing else, they've also hurt us when we've done Tails events, because they're sitting there and being told multiple times, don't hit bread missions more than once. And yet you go to the bread mission and you got 3 people that have hit it, and one dumbass hits it like 10 times. And I keep telling people that, and I even told them in the other one that I'm doing now, I'm like, bro, like, it doesn't give you extra bread. It just fucks the other 10 of us out of getting it any at all is what it is. It'd be nice if we did give everybody bread for that matter. Because actually there was a glitch I remember early on in the game when I was there. Like, I was like half-assed doing Tails back then or whatever. And somehow my account kept getting bread in it, like every time it was done, without me even hitting it. And I'm just like, that's interesting. Because I thought it was like for everybody, honestly, where it was just like, as long as it got finished, like everybody in the coalition got, or everybody in the clan got the mission done or whatever. And then I mentioned something to somebody after I wasn't getting it anymore, because it was one of the updates that happened like later on or whatever. And they're just like, were you getting free bread this entire time? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, that wasn't supposed to be a thing. And I had no idea at the time, you know. If I would have known, I would have said something to somebody probably. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I had no idea, man. So, you know, that being said, they really should offer up more bread anyway in that game for free, because it is one of the many things that you do need to have for extra points and stuff like that. So, anyway. Nice. Just got 5 Denises in my one account here for the 6 p.m. reset stuff. Let's see what I'm going to get for this epic one. Let's see. Will it be a Corey, a Sarah, Ryan, Coach, or Imogen for this bad boy? Only time will tell. I'm going to guess it'll probably be one of the 3. The Cavalry, the melee, or the sharpshooter trio people. Although, to be fair, I wouldn't mind having Sarah in this one, because I do need some more of her to update her and stuff. Sarah's a good character too, by the way. Basically, there are 6 builders you can get for real in this game. I don't think they've introduced the 7th yet anyway. But there's 6 you can get for free, depending on various things, which is you can get Samantha, which had I realized was a builder of what she did and stuff like that, she would have been at the freaking thing the entire time in my main account from the beginning of this game. But that was the thing. I got her like, I think it was maybe like a week into the game when I started playing or whatever the case be. Didn't know what to do. Like, was just like, oh, it's just a character, whatever the case be. My dumbass had her out gathering resources instead of being in one of the freaking buildings building stuff. Because the thing is, at that point, even with what she was tapped out at, she could have still given me like 5 to 10 minutes of free speed ups is what it is, though, for construction. And not only that, but she also would have done a decrease, I believe, to the overall resources I used as well, for that matter. And yeah, I just wasted so much, like, if nothing else, I just wasted like probably like a good like day or two, if not more than that, worth of speed ups at the time. And that was a day or two worth of stuff I could have had now to basically down, 30, 40 day ones. So, oh, got 5 quarries out of that bad boy. That's cool. But anyway, yeah, it really does suck to know that, not knowing what I know now, like knowing what I know now in game versus knowing what I didn't know then. It really does suck, because it's like, yeah, I could have been so much further ahead right now in my main account here. Hell, I probably would have like all of my dudes over all 4 of my formation squares at almost 25 at this point, or damn close to it. Because right now, even in my main, it's like, I know a couple of them are 25, and then there's other ones that aren't anywhere near that, is what it is. So it's definitely going to be a real pain in the ass to get those finished, though, at some point here. But yeah, actually, let me go check that real quick, since I got to do this anyway, and I'll tell you exactly what it is actually for that one. So right now I have, let's see, my square 1 is 25. My second square will be 25 in 36 days. My square 3 is building to 22 right now, and the 22 build will be finished in just under 13 days. And then my 4th square is at 12 right now, and not building at all because I don't have a 6th thing to build it out right now. So, yeah. And I forget what it is what that one has to be at when it's all said and done. I forget, somebody mentioned something to me the other day about it, like what it had to be to like get it all the way there or whatever. And it was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And it was only like, I think 13 or 14 or something when it's all said and done, to be able to completely have it ready to roll and stuff like that. Which is not bad, because then it means I can actually just have it be like the lower ones or whatever, and then upgrade it as time goes on or whatever then, versus having to have it immediately and be able to do anything with it after the fact then. So really, it's just getting the first 3 to 25 and then being able to unlock that 5th formation is what it is then for season 6 coming up here. And then having that ready to roll, and basically putting the Tyrant trio in it, which is obviously Governor, Negan, and Pamela. So, which it might be changed out from time to time depending. Like, it really depends. I might just say fuck. I might just fuck around or whatever, depending here, and then just have like, I don't know, like upgrade like Imogen or something like that a bunch, and have her lead like 2 other dudes that are like epic cavalry or something around for a little bit, or same thing with Coach or Ryan for that matter, where it's like melee or something like that is what it is. Or even just have them like lead like a melee trio where it's like them as an epic and then like 2 legendaries in there or something like that of like lower quality for different things and whatnot. But yeah. And I think that'll probably be what I'll do eventually overall, but the guaranteed formation that's going to be there will be the Tyrant trio of Governor Mercer, or not Mercer, Governor, Negan, Pamela. So, because right now I have a 3-star Negan, and I have actually, let me see, what exactly is my Negan right now? Yeah, I have, let's see, yeah, I have a 4-star Governor. I have a 3.1 star Negan that is 22 fragments from being a 3.2 star Negan. And then I have a 3-star Pamela that is 27 fragments from being a 3.1 star. So, and those are all pretty good right now. They're decently high enough to where I've actually used Governor recently to go to do resource gathering and threw a bunch of cavalry on him to use one of the formations to do like water / veggie gathering for the day. So anyway, pretty fun, pretty cool, good times had by all. Let's see, nice, got a cow and a sheep off of that basic dog rewards. I wish they would really guarantee stuff in that, because there are times where I've had a lot of times where I've had actually nothing happen in those things, and it really does piss me off, because it's like you should be guaranteeing at least one, if not more, things in that there. So, but anyway, finally got a 11-star dog again though in that 4th formation with a Rottweiler right now. And then eventually I'm going to take my, when I can get up to 11 or 1200 locks is what it is. I plan on taking my legendary skill that I got the other day, which is going to be a cavalry health increase, and I'll probably put that on my cavalry one then, and then I'll take over for the current health that's there is what it is. And then we'll go from there basically. So actually, I gotta look this real. Okay, yeah, my cavalry is the F1 right now. So yeah, because I already got the epic attack increase there. And then it'll just be the health increase. I'll take over for that and increase this by a bunch from like 880,000 to probably a couple, almost 1 million then is my guess, honestly. Because it should be like a 240 increase or whatever in power, so it should be around 1 million power then for the dog. And I have that health there, which I maybe should have chosen defense. I'm not sure at this point, honestly. I think the only reason I chose health is because I already had health in it or whatever the case be. Maybe I just wanted up the health is what it was there or something. So it's like health and attack then. If I was to be able to up my my current skill for... Yeah, that's why. It wasn't protected. Yeah, if I was able to up my current skill, it would cost me 34,000 rubies to be able to up my cavalry attack to legendary. And right now I have 6,000-ish rubies. So, yeah, not fun, man. And that's the problem, again. It goes back, it really does go back to like the pay to win thing in this game, which is like, most people aren't just going to have like 34 to 100,000 rubies, whatever it is, just lying around, dude. It's going to be something where that would have to be them gathering that stuff and doing almost nothing to go back into things, whatever the case be. And they basically just have to like gather rubies, do nothing at all with them. And then just eventually sit there during like one event and be like, I'm going to spend 34,000 right now on like one thing, which is stupid as fuck. And honestly, like that to me, again, is another situation there where it should almost be like incremental increases, like how they did with the characters now with the survivors. Because it used to be you'd have to get like, I want to say it was 90 overall to increase the dudes all the way up is what it is there. Or again, it was like very like it was, I think it was like 30 to begin with, and then it was like 60, and then it was eventually 90 fragments per thing, whatever. And now it's just like incremental things of that over time to increase their power by like 1/5 instead of a whole level up is what it is there, from like 4 to 5 stars. And I feel like that should be the same thing with that whole thing, where it's like, you know, yes, I want this legendary, but can I not do this in like stages kind of thing, where it's like, you know, I'll give like a few hundred right now for just like an incremental power increase, and then eventually it's like overall it costs like 34,000 rubies, but not like at one shot kind of thing or something. Like sort of be like, you know, just like do like levelations of like upgrades or something. Because right now the power increase for that is, I'm trying to think, see what the epic one is now. I'm thinking about it, because I think the epic is like 100,000 or something maybe for the power there, and then it's like 250,000 for the other one. So it's like, yeah, you can increase it by like 10,000 here, 20,000 there, whatever, depending on how many rubies you're giving up for it then, and just have it be like a few hundred at a time or something, and that would be so much better off then. So need to check to make sure nobody else did any stuff. Okay, no, the last one on there was other things. That's cool. Yeah, we ended up getting 5 Walker wagons today. I actually got something cool in one of them on my one account, which was a season 5 box, which allows you to basically pick your poison when it comes to characters and stuff like that. And I'm going to go ahead and grab that right now, and I'll show you guys that, and that'll be probably the last thing we'll do for today. So, yeah, when I was looking at stuff earlier, it was the last one of these that I did, and it had, when I was looking at the rewards, I was like, looking at rewards for it, because I was like, that seems weird. And then, yeah, it had this S5 1 box in it, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then, sure enough, when I actually checked it out and grabbed it up there, what it does is it allows you to get one of a bunch of different fragments. And those fragments being, you can either go Negan, Advanced Negan, Dwight, Advanced Dwight, John, Advanced John, the Whisperers Trio fragment, or any of the Whisperers Trio as a advanced fragment, or any of, I believe it's the Freedom Fighter Trio, which is Mercer, Princess, and Laura, or any of their advanced fragments. So you basically have like 20 not 20 options. 5, 10, 15, 18 options there for different things you can grab, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot, actually. Very, very happy about that one. And of course, I grabbed Negan with it because why not? You know, it's a free Negan fragment at that point for me anyway. There's zero, like, honestly, if you're going to grab John or Dwight, like, I'm not saying that you're wrong on that one, but like, unless you're like 29 Dwights, you need a 30th Dwight, like, to unlock the motherfucker or whatever it is there. Actually, maybe, I think it's 50 now, if I'm not mistaken. So it'd be like, if you're 49, you need 50th or whatever, then maybe. But dude, like, no, you should be grabbing Negan on that every single time, or the advanced Negan, because unless you're already at a 7-star Negan, you should be grabbing Negan, because Negan is the hardest one to get of everybody in that one. Because it legit is how much does it even cost in the clan store now that I'm thinking about it? Yeah, just to get Negan in the clan store, you have to spend 100,000 clan experience, and that is per fucking single fragment. So would I rather spend 100,000 fragment money, or would I rather spend a bunch of fragment money on a bunch of construction speed ups like I just did right now, which was 18 of them, almost a day's worth, and be able to get a bunch of good shit in there is what it is. No, I'm going to spend on the good shit there. Now, granted, do I want my Negan up to 50, honestly, and be a 3.2? Yes, I do. Am I going to sit there and pay literally $2.1 million clan points to get him? Fuck no. Dude, that's it. Like, I just thought about that. Even that's insane to do that, for that matter. Like, unless every single thing in your entire I'm trying to say, yeah, unless every single building in your entire town is at level 25 right now, there is zero reason to not buy construction speed ups. Or unless you have every single piece of technology, there is zero reason not to spend that on research tech speed ups for the science and stuff. So yeah, I'd much rather have an 82 Negan than an 84 Negan, honestly, just because of the fact that it's like, it does nothing unless you're gonna have it like a 3.3 and then be able to get up to like 85 and stuff like that and be able to proc a thing then for it. No, I'd much rather have Negan where he's at right now. Actually, it's interesting when you look at how the defense and health and stuff of this whole thing is. Of all these, you would think too that Negan being like killing people with a baseball bat and stuff like that, he would be a all fighters attack increase, not defense increase. But both him and Pamela are defense increases, and then governor's health increase. So right now, as a 4-star governor I have right now, it's all fighters health is increased by plus 9.75%. Negan is a 3.1. All fighters defense is plus 7.15%. And then Pamela is a 3-star, is all fighters' defense is increased by 6.5%. So, and she can carry 200 or 2,256 people on her for the troops. Negan as a 3.1 can carry 2,750, and Governor can carry 3,384 as a 4-star right now. So, not bad at all. And then, of course, I got a 3.1 Adventurer Laura from Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Which is another thing that pisses me off, too, by the way, is that you have that stuff happening there, and yet you have... they'll do the Laura events every like month or two is what it is now or something, where it's a guaranteed after 10 you can get some Laura fragments or something. It's either going to be the legendary Laura fragments or it'll be like the epic Laura fragments. But either way, you're going to get some kind of fragment there in that 10 pools. And usually what it'll be is you'll actually get, I think it's like 10. It's usually like it's somewhere between like 5 and like 15. I think it's usually like 5 to 10 usually on the 10th pool or whatever. And there have been other times where it's like in that 10 pools, I've been able to get like 15 randomly as like fragmentation and stuff. So, but yeah, so I've gotten her all the way there is what it is then. And then we got a 3.4 John that needs 15 more fragments to get up to a 4-star John. And he's all about increasing health there. And then it's actually Dwight. Actually, now I'm looking at it right now. Actually, Dwight also increases health. Or not the health. He increases defense as well. That is weird then. So you have, yeah, that's strange. You would think, honestly, Dwight would also increase attack then, dude. Like either Negan or Dwight for that matter. Yeah, my Dwight is really low, though. It's only a 1.3 star. Again, because every time I'm pulling stuff for like, it's either John or Connie that's now a 3.1, or it's Magna that's a 1.1, or it is, who else is in that mix? Or it's just like random stuff like metal fragments and stuff like that. I was going to say it was going to be Jesus, but Jesus is still a 0-star right now. I haven't put any more of him since I've actually grabbed him out of here, which is crazy, honestly. So, it's pretty wild. Debating if I want to use my 3 stars on, because I have 3 frags right now that I could use on somebody. Debating if I want to use them on John or if I want to go up to Rosita here and use them on Rosita. I think Rosita's probably going to be the one to go with because she's at 40 fragments right now, and if she gets to 90, she'll be a 4-2. So, plus I think I'll have her at almost 10% fighter attack increase because she's at 9.6 right now as a 4-1. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we would have a knife event coming up here at some point in the future. So, or we should maybe at some point in the future. And I could definitely get like potentially 45 fragments in that maybe for her. We would up her then for that. So, debating about doing that right now. That being said, if I was actually able to pull another Rosita right now out of the main thing, it would just be enough to up her right now currently. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll just hold on to those for the time being. Because it's not like they're going anywhere. Then again, I could also just throw him in a Governor and he'd be 3 of 90 then to 4.1 then. Or like I said, I could just toss him towards John. He'd be, 38 of 50 then. The thing is, though, if I was able to go to John in the, what is that even called now? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it's the special transmission one. If I was able to get like 3 Johns right now of 5 each, he would just be had at that point and be a 4-star then. And like I said, that was the big difference when John was still in the first one there, in the like when I was originally playing, and he was one of the characters in the first set of transmissions from season 1 until they updated that one thing in like season 3 or 4, I think is what it was. So that would have been like 4 or 6 months ago, something like that, someplace in there. But yeah, he was good until then. And then he eventually was flipped over to that special transmission one is what it was, and got way less of them then, because it used to be you can get entire Johns then before that. And that's how I was able to get almost to a 4-star John then. So, and then of course at some point here, I believe it is, I want to say it's season 6. we'll have Pamela's fragmentation for when you get her box in the 4th box. There is what it is, and then also depending on I think it was yesterday was the thing for that, so it was Saturday going into Sunday. Here's what it was: you had her be in that 5th box too for 4 of them. That is going to have, I believe it's called Ruthless Negan added to it in season 6. And so we'll be able to get those fragments. And I'll definitely, like, as much as I really want a 4-star Pamela and stuff right now, dude, like, depending on how many fragments I need to get that Ruthless Negan, I think I'm just going to keep a bunch of Ruthless Negan frags in that whole thing, dude, and try to get those boxes for that. And be able to just do his ass then, and at least just have like a 0-star Ruthless Negan, if that be the case. And then eventually, I believe it is season 8, I want to say, is where they introduced Call to Arms to White now in that as well. So you basically can do Pamela Negan, or Pamela Ruthless Negan, or Call to Arms to White then, which are pretty cool characters. So, and I'm sure everybody in the Brothers going to want the Call to Arms to White and the Ruthless Negan. I'm sure all the paid-on people are going to get it very quickly. Is what it'll be then, because they'll just be, throwing all the money down during all those events and just grabbing them up and stuff like that. And just, getting ahead everywhere is what it is there. So, again, I'm sure I'll have one in like 3 years is what it'll be. So, yeah, I'm just joking around. But no, seriously, though, it's probably going to take me like a good, 4 to 6 months to get one of those things or something, though, compared to somebody else will have one in like 4 to 6 days that pays a bunch of money out there. But anyway, it is what it is, man. I could give a fuck less. It's just people being people, and if you let people use money into something, they will use money to get ahead quickly. Is what it is, unfortunately, and that's unfortunately how the world works. Is what it is. So, what can you do? Not much, unfortunately, and that's microtransaction gaming in a nutshell is what it is. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this gaming chat. I didn't really expect it to be over an hour here. I expected it to be more about 20 minutes to half hour, give or take. But of course, we got, on the roll talking about stuff, and we're going to keep talking about stuff here is what it is. So anyway, but that's pretty much it for today, though. Very excited for what's to come here in season 6. Looking forward to having all my friends back from the old region coming over there, because we're going to have at least another 5 to 10 people coming back and joining us now, which will be awesome. And definitely look forward to having them coming over and seeing how much they've advanced, if that be the case. I'm sure it's probably not much at all, honestly. The sad thing is, too, and this is what really bothers me even. So we were in season 5 for at least 60 days. I know for a fact, if you started a build from 24 to 25 and just did nothing with it, it only takes like 40 something days for that build to go to from 24 to 25. There should be some T9 motherfuckers right now that were T8s going into season 5. These motherfuckers are still T8s, and I don't understand it. So I don't know what the hell they're doing, but they're clearly fucking off or something, dude, because it's like you guys need to get fucking stronger, dude. Because you're gonna end up being weak links pretty soon is what it's gonna be. And when I say pretty soon, I mean they're gonna be weak links going into season 6 right now, dude. At that particular levelation. Because when it's all said and done, they're going to end up getting knocked to second coalition if they don't watch themselves and get stronger. And that's what we need to be doing at this point, honestly. It's like you need to be able to do that to be able to save yourself, basically. Because the thing is, it's like, why would we want to save this weak link in the chain instead of just, cutting that piece of chain link out of what it is there, and then we just weld together the rest of the better chain is what it is then, Or it's like the old Red Rover game where, it's like that weak link's going to get knocked out anyway, whatever the case be. So then you just have like 4 people instead of like 5 or whatever, and we're just like a stronger link of chain then to knock you back is what it is, man. Because the thing is, right now, I just looked today, actually, and even in my second, the technology I'm working on in my second account right now, I'm in the next 7 days, I will actually be at a precipice where I only have 5 more technologies I have to go through to get to the ultimate technology to start doing that. So I'm very close to being able to get to T10 right now. Now, granted, that being said, when I say very close, it still takes like a week plus for each one of those technologies. Usually, is what it is. So it's probably more like about a month and a half out, give or take. Also, dependent on doing other stuff in that time period as well, because depending on thriving forces and stuff like that, I will suspend those kind of technologies for a few days, is what it is, and start working on other stuff for the ones in their place, because that's how I got a bunch. That's how I was able to get 9, 10, and 13 respectively in the last Thriving Forces event. Was I did a shitload of technology and was able to burn out technology things every day, which does bother me because some of those technologies I know for a fact would have been more than 50. The tech speed up things or whatever that is there on that Thriving Forces event, and that's when you should be able to like shift things, because I know you can buy like extra ones for like $1,000 a piece or whatever it is for like rubies and stuff. Or yeah, not $1,000. Buy it for 1,000 extra rubies a piece, but it's not even that much at all that would give you extra. And it's like, dude, like, no, I should be able to take, if I'm not going to use like every single one of the construction ones for that day or whatever the case be, I should be able to do that. Or even in that same way of things, like there were entire days there I wasn't able to use like every single tech speed up. I should be able to save some of those and add them in the next day or whatever if I need to add them in then. Like it should be, you can add like plus 25 or something in for that thing then. So you can do like up to 75 or something like that then. Because I guarantee I could have gotten all 75 then, some of those technology speed ups is what would have been then for that event, and been a lot higher than even for that matter. Because I came so, like, this is the thing, I was like this fucking close with the one account to 90,000. I was like 86,000 and some change at that point. So I was less than 4,000 off. And if I had been able to max out every single one of those techs every single one of those days, I know for a fucking fact that I would have actually gotten to 90K then. And it bothers the hell out of me because I'm pretty sure at 90K it was either the last one that would have given me 8 more Angela fragments, or it was the 22 Angela fragments. I forget which one. I think it's 100,000 plus one is the one that does the 22 one. Because it is weird too, by the way. It goes from like 8 to 22. In reality, it should be like 8, 8, 8, 15, 22. And so forth and so on. So anyway, but either way, there was only one person in this entire event. It was the guy that took number 1 that was able to break through that 135 one though and get those 22 frags. And there was only, I think, like 6 people or 7 people that were able to get the 90K one. And then I was like 9th or whatever then and wasn't able to get the 90K. And then the guy just above me was only like 87 or 88K then. So he was also from my coalition too, for that matter. And I know for a fact he's also paid to win too, for that matter. So it's like, yeah, dude, if the guy who was paying to win that entire time couldn't even get there, and I wasn't doing shit, I was just smart enough to do my autism to the point where I knew exactly how much I was going to get off these pretty much and be able to maximize the shit there is what it is, that I was able to get stuff done. And it's like, yeah, yet meanwhile, this person is doing nothing over here is what it is though. So anyway, I think I'm about 10 days or so in my 3rd account right now from being able to get my library all the way up to 25 too. So that should be pretty cool. That'll be a fun time. I'm going to go check that right now, actually, I'm thinking about it. And then we'll finish out the stream from there is what it is. So check to make sure there's nothing else I want to grab there. And nope, we're good there. Yeah, right now in my Ohio Patriot Education Network, or as I say, open, but it's all the little dots in between them. I am currently 10 days, 22 hours, and 48 minutes away right now. So just under 11 days. So that'll be, I'm just going to let that pretty much burn naturally, at least until the last day anyway. So that'd be, let's see, 11 days from now would be 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So the 7th is a Thursday. So probably that'll be a Thriving Forces event by then. So I'm probably going to try and let that get into Thriving Forces if that be the case. And then we'll do a few hours of speed ups on that probably it'll be then. Which from there it'll give me, let's see, it goes from The overall power at 24 is 492,341. It goes to 703,206. That would be, let's figure that out now. 211,000, give or take. So, I'm trying to think how much the power increase thing is for construction. I want to say it's like 30K. So that'd be like 6 or almost 7, I think, is what I'll get off that then. Like it would either be it would be for sure 6, and it would either hit 7 or it would be almost a 7 then for increase in power for the event then, which is not bad because that would be, let me figure this out now. 150 be 1,050 added to my point stuff for that one then, if that be the case. If I can get, if we'll have a Thriving Forces event by then again or not, I'm not sure, because we just had Thriving Forces here this past week. I can't remember if they do it every 2 weeks now or if it's every month now. So, but yeah, I kind of wish there was. I honestly wish they would allow you to pick some of your own things for Thriving Forces, honestly, because there's several things that I'll never do. Like, I'll never buy any of the fucking gifts and stuff like that, so that doesn't do anything for me, is what it is. I know there are some people that will, and there are some people that actually pay money to do that stuff, is what it is. And again, to me, it's like, first of all, if you're wasting clan points on that one, it's just a waste of money when you could be using that for speed ups and getting stronger overall and then helping us out better that way in the future than is what it is to do, Tides events and, exchange your F1 with my F1 kind of thing is what it is there and whatnot. So, yeah, I wish people would do more stuff than that and still wasting money on the things. And then, of course, people are going to waste money just buying the shit is what it is, though. So, either way, it is what it is. But that's pretty much it for the day. Season 5 was fun. I'm glad we only had that little mix for like a week or so is what it was when it came to basically an all-out war there is what it will be versus the old region of 2134 that's basically been at war the entire season and, basically screwed over like half of their people there to be like, oh, we're going to be at war now and we're going to go ahead and take away your boosts and stuff like that for region chief shit. And it's like, well, that's just fucking dumb, dude. You're just being an asshole at that point. Okay, the bees. And I specifically call him out by name at that point because I know that motherfucker was the one that became region chief there for a few days is what it was. And he was the one that basically told him straight up, he's like, yeah, we're shutting down region bonuses. And it's like, what the fuck kind of retarded shit is that, dude? Like, just because you're going to be a whale and being paid to win stuff and stuff like that, dude, doesn't mean that, our friends, Christina and everybody else like that don't need the shit to make themselves stronger and stuff. Like, honestly, if I had gotten stuck in 134 for this season, I'd be fucking pissed right now because I know for a fact that depending on where they landed in that whole thing, which I think maybe they took like second or third in that whole thing, I would have gotten probably less stuff overall, maybe not even been in Coalition 1 anymore right now. And then also for that same vein of things, would have pretty much been completely out of money, completely out of speed ups, everything like that, dude. Out of all kinds of shields, everything. Instead, I'm actually like way farther ahead. I have literally dozens of shields I've been able to save this whole time for if things do go south here. I've actually made a rule of thumb now in my own thing right now where I've told people this before. I was like, hey, and I'm going to tell them again, actually going forward here that like, hey, if things happen where we end up getting in with coalitions and stuff like that, there are going to be a bunch of assholes in these future seasons and we're going to be at some kind of retarded war the entire time. Like, I'll throw up a shield every day I can, man, but it's going to be 1 8-hour shield per day. And then the other 16 hours of that day, I'm pretty much going to be on the fucking, 144 region. Then it'll be. It's like not by choice, just because of the fact that I don't want to be fucked over is what it is. I'm not going to get burned when I'm this damn close to T10 right now, and every single one of my accounts is what it is. So, obviously some are further than others, but like I'm fairly close to every single one of them is what it is. I only got I think I got like maybe 2 more of the health one in the open account, and everything else is pretty much at the versus ones or is about to be at the versus ones with networks count. So yeah, like I'm very, very close. It's just, unfortunately, it does go back to a matter of money and being able to get a bunch of those, what do they call them, Elmeyer flasks or whatever they are there. Because it takes so many of those to get it. It's, I think to get the ultimate technology, it's like 5,000 or 6,000 of those things, dude, which is going to take forever to gather them, is what it is. Like, even being able to get like a few hundred right now is a pain in the ass. So yeah, being able to gather 5,000 or whatever, dude, like that alone is probably going to take me like a good 3 to 4 months to get that shit done and get enough of them there to get done. And I was actually really pissed the other day because we actually won Lines We Cross, and we should have gotten extra rewards for that one, and we didn't. And it's like, what the fuck, man? So I don't know if there was a glitch in the system there and they just fucked us over or what it was, dude. Or maybe I just wasn't high enough to get the extra rewards or whatever it is. But it's like, yeah, I got over 10 million fucking points in every single one of my accounts that day for that event. And yet still didn't. And we won the event for that matter against the other region. But yet we still didn't get paid out extra stuff. And it's a bunch of BS, dude. I want those damn flasks is what it is, dude. Like, I need those damn flasks is what it is, honestly. So, anyway. Because, yeah, you only get, I think it's like 54 a day for the walkers outside the walls things. Because, like, every 8 hours, whatever those pop up. And then, besides that, it's also, you can get them in the world events there, where it's like anywhere from like 5, 10, 15, or 20, depending on the event that pops up there. And yeah, that's a good deal to get them there, obviously. But like, again, it doesn't happen every single time either. It's usually like various random crap, like resources and stuff like that, or it's, you know, some random bullet thing or whatever the case be. Like, just so what I got there recently in the one where it was both an epic and a legendary set of fragments for the characters. Like, that doesn't happen very often, dude. I think I've only seen that like maybe once every week or two is what it is now, and that happens in the same day. So anyway, and then what actually really sucks too, for that matter, is I realize now with one of the updates they did recently here, what used to be a really good thing to get done there, I can't even get that done anymore because it's now a situation where my how am I trying to see this now? I used to be able to do the epics and the legendary settlement siege things in the world events there and be able to easily beat them before this. And now I'm just getting overrun like fucking crazy every time I try to do it, is what it is. So I don't know if they like up the difficulty on that or what the hell it is, but it's like, yeah, they like were purposely screwing me over is what it is there, man. And now I'm getting like nothing. I can't get any extra experience for all my dudes that are doing the resource gathering and stuff like that. So it kind of sucked on that one. But anyway, it is what it is. That being said, that's pretty much what we're after right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll be back tomorrow on this channel with another grandstand. And I'll be back on E Honda's channel here in a couple hours, hopefully, where we'll be talking about whatever for his Gay Frog chat here. So, you know, you guys want to see the network on there, come over there, E Honda 420. And we'll be doing that tonight, whatnot, bullshitting, hopefully. I say hopefully anyway, because I'm assuming he's going to do the chat. I don't know. I mean, he usually does it, but again, there's been times where he'll just like randomly cancel and not even tell us until it's like last minute, or won't even actually tell us when it's last minute. It's just like, just doesn't happen. And then it's like an hour later, it's like, people are like, dude, why isn't there a chat? And he'll be like, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't want to do it tonight or whatever the case be, or oh, I fell asleep, you know, tired or whatever. And it's like, you could have just told us like 3 hours ago and one of us could have set one up ourselves is what it is, dude. Like, that's my whole thing. It's like, yeah, I could have set one up for like, you know, 45 minutes after that or whatever the case be then. So anyway, it is what it is, man. He's a good dude though, overall. You know, he works hard for that money, taking care of his kids, being a good father to them and stuff like that. So, you know, I can't fault him for any of that stuff, man. And again, that does tire you out is what it is. So I feel him on that. So anyway, but yeah, that being said, I just like to give him shit is what it is, honestly. And again, being friends and everybody in that group and stuff, we like to give each other shit just for giving each other shit is what it is, man. And we all know we're just giving each other shit is what it is. So yeah, and that's how you should be able to hang out with people, man. Just be like, just bullshitting with you or whatever the case be, and they understand that you're just bullshitting with them is what it is, man. So anyways, that's about it for today, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with another grandstand, and then it'll be just the regular schedule for the rest of the week. Then we'll be doing our Buckshot Thursday this coming Thursday, Freedom Friday this coming Friday, and maybe do another grandstand like Wednesday if something happens. I don't know. It all depends. It really just all depends. Or I might just do another gaming chat or something in that time too, for that matter. It might just be, tomorrow do the grandstand, and then like Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in there, do another gaming chat or something for the game. Do after the maintenance update or something, maybe if that be the case then. So anyway, but yeah, like I said, depending on when exactly those war wagons drop for everybody else here, because usually it's about a week after those beta tests is what it seems like, because that's what they do with the preservation pays off thing or whatever there. So I can only assume, given the fact they said early September, it'll probably be, you'll have this event, you'll have the maintenance happen this coming week is what it is here, like tomorrow or in Tuesday morning, someplace in there for a few hours. And then they'll drop into season 8 there. You'll have that happen for probably about a week or so, give or take. So it'll probably be like either right before the 9/11 anniversary, or it'll be right around 9/11 or something is my guess, or when the actual will drop for every other season in the game then. And I'm looking really forward to that one, man, because like I said, that Walker wagon or that war wagon thing looks like it's going to be pretty sweet. And knowing the fact that they're going to have the Strongest Survivor event tied to that now, and it seems like actually, now I'm thinking about it, it might be every other week now I'm thinking about it for Strongest Survivors, Thriving Forces events now. Or maybe it is once a month for each one of those things. And I can't remember now. I want to say it's every other week now, because I swear to God, it was like 2 weeks ago is when we had a Strongest Survivor event, and it was Thriving Forces here this past week. And now we're going to another Strongest Survivor thing here tonight. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's every other week now is what it is. So yeah, it should be pretty good then. But either way, it'll be fun. And yeah, looking forward to that War Wagon event, because I definitely want to see what they actually do is what it is, and see how much more power it'll add to my thing. Because right now I'm like really, really, really close in every single one of my accounts to being able to break through that next level as a T9, which right now I can almost get level 28 walkers killed with my second and third accounts, and I'm almost this close to getting 29s done with my first account. So I'm hoping with that War Wagon increase, it'll actually be able to give me enough power where I can actually just smash through that level 29 walker. Then that'd be the case then, and be able to have that from my main account then. And then eventually it'll be, when I get to T10, I'll try 30 and 31 respectively. Then is what it is. And the reason I want to get that 29 one done is because there's a lot of people leaving 30 and 31 supply trucks everywhere on the map right now, and I really want to collect those. But the problem is you have to be like one level under it to be able to get it, and I'm not one level under it right now to be able to get those, so it kind of sucks. But anyway, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good night, and if you see this in the next couple hours, you want to come over and bullshit with us, check out Honda 420's channel. It should be around 10:30 at night, someplace in there is when we'll start his chat there. So, but either way, that's where I'll be at in the next few hours here. And then we'll be doing our grandstand tomorrow morning, or not tomorrow morning, sometime tomorrow afternoon is when we'll be there. But other than that, that's where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I will be back for another gaming chat sometime this coming week, probably. Later.